A major payday for a Warrior star, and it's probably not the one you're thinking of. We're only in day 3 of the Warriors offseason. So sad. But the rumor mill is spinning. We got so much to break down on this episode of Warriors Digest. My name is Randy Silver, and welcome. We're going to talk about that major star who's getting paid, and Steve Kerr shares what needs to change for this Warriors team to be successful next year. Before we get into it, folks, thank you so much for watching. We love it. But hit that subscribe button. This offseason is going wild. We don't want you to miss anything. Jonathan Kaminga. Was that the person you're thinking of? Maybe not. Reports are saying he could fetch $30 million per year on the open market for his next contract. The second highest paid player on Golden State's roster. Get paid! How much is he getting paid right now? We'll share that in a second. Does Kuminga deserve it? We're going to talk about it and look at his stats. Per Zach Lowe, ESPN reporter, highly trusted. Golden State's brain trust is very high on Kuminga's potential going forward, as he's eligible to sign a contract extension this summer. So what does that mean? The ability to pay Kuminga is this summer. They could pay him next summer. If he has a bad season next year, then hey, you know what? Maybe less value. If he goes on to be an all-star next year, then boom, his value goes way up. So they got some thinking to do. Let's talk about that. Again, the offseason outlook, as we talked about in another video, is key. The Warriors have been over the apron, first or second apron, quite a bit the past 4, 5, 6 years. And because of that, they're paying a high luxury tax. They want to get below that, especially if the team's not making the playoffs. Why are you paying so much money in tax? Chris Paul's contract is non-guaranteed. Clay, go check out our other video we talked about. And Curry could get an extension. Probably not going to happen. He recently got paid. In Moody, which we're going to talk about in another video. Kuminga, what does he think? Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. Meaning his extension. I love it here. He wants to be a Warrior. This is the only team he's known. We drafted him out of the G League. Yes, the G League. He's one of the first players to skip going to college. He grew up in Africa, the continent of Africa, came over here and played in the G League. G League Ignite. It was a team they created before NIL happened so that you could be a college player. Nope. You're going to be a G League player, a professional basketball player when you're 18, 19, and get paid. And then you go to the draft. So he did that, and he got picked in the top 10 by the Warriors. Massive talent. And this is what his contract was, being picked in the top 10. He was drafted in 2021. Now he's here at 2023, just had his third year at the team. $6 million. We already exercised his option for this year and next year, meaning in 2025, he'll be a restricted free agent. You see that qualifying offer? $10 million. What did we say he may get on the open market? $30 million. That's a $20 million gap. That's big. And again, when we look at the Warriors salary cap, they're already at the threshold. So how can they offer him some type of extension without going over that right now and potentially bring back Chris Paul, bring back Clay, bring new people? So the odds of him getting an extension this summer, I think, are pretty minimal. You have him under contract for another 2 seasons, so you wait till next year. And even if he gets to the open market in 2025, it won't be open because he'll be a restricted free agent. Meaning the Warriors have, it's either 48 or 72 hours to match with whatever offer he gets. And at that point, 2025, who knows what's happening with our core Steph, Dre, and Clay. Who knows if Clay's still there. Steph and Dre are going to the final years of their contract they signed. Did we make the playoffs the past 2 years? How are we doing? There's still a lot here for the team to figure out. I think you wait another year. Does he deserve $30 million? That's another question. Let's look at his stats. First, games played, averaging 70 games a season. Fantastic. Healthy, getting on the court. He started 46 games this season, the most ever. Love that. He talked about wanting to start, and he got the start. And we're going to talk about that in a second as well. Minutes went up, of course, when you're starting. Great to see. Now, what actually did he do in the game? That's what matters. When we look at field goal percentage, 52.9% this season versus 52.5% last season. However, he shot basically another 500 shots and made another 200 shots. Kuminga is not as efficient as he would hope. And he talked about that in his interviews before he left for the summer. I need to become a better shooter. Against the Kings, in that second quarter, he made 4 buckets in a row. It was 3 or 4. and that took the lead from double digits to 6. That saved us in that second quarter, or else we would have been down by 20. They were killing us. However, towards the end of the game, he wasn't really getting his shots up. But when we look at the shot percentage, 52% last season, 0.5, 52.9% this season. Needs to do a bit better there. 3-point, he went down. He shot only 20 more threes, but went down 5%. Work on that. He's such a good slasher. He's such a great back cutter. Good with the ball in his hand, creating for himself. If he can shoot the three better, look what Curry can do. They have to sag off of him or press on him and give him so much rain, because you do one, you kill with the other. The defenses sag off of Kuminga. They know he's going to cut, he's going to slash, he's going to try to get into the paint, do a pop shot, try to get a layup, dunk. So if he can make the three, kind of like Giannis early in his career, he's still not good. But Giannis, they would sit 15 feet back. Who else on the team does that happen to? Draymond. They sit 15 feet back on Draymond. Draymond shot the three, the best this season he ever had, and you kind of had to respect it. He made 1 to 2 a game, and that's what you need. Just get them to respect that you can make a three. And this season, he went down the worst in his career. He needs to work on that. Where he really improved, free throw percentage. 10% better. 2022, 65%. 2023, 74%. Decimals in there, 10%. And he shot basically another 150 more. Yes. So if you can translate that shooting, when you're open at the free throw line, to behind the three-point line, around the arc, we're doing good. And of course, the other stats look better when you're starting. His overall rebounding percentage went up, an extra 2 rebounds a game, an extra assist a game, a little bit more blocks a game, and then points, 10 points a game to 16. That will keep going up. As Curry fades away, not happening yet, but Kaminga is the future of this team. Hopefully, again, we want to sign him, keep him here. He's so young. You know how old he is? 21 years old this year. Dude just started drinking in the U.S. if he wanted to. This means that he's only going to get better and improve. When Curry is fading out, Draymond's fading out, if Klay's not there, he will be scoring 20-plus points a game easily. Starting next year, highly likely, give him to 25 points when Curry's gone, and he is that guy. But it just wasn't the stats he improved this season. He talked about off the court how he improved, which helped him on the court. He grew as a person. Just being the person I am when I'm not playing basketball around my teammates and coaches. After airing his frustration with Steve Kerr, he started 34 of his final 41 regular season games, averaging 29.7 minutes and 18.7 points. Basically doubled his output. And it showed in the final stats as well. And that's what he means by growing as a person. He let it known how he feels with his coach, with his teammates. He grew as an individual. Again, he's 21. Started the season at 20, basically. Just so hard when you have so much pressure on you and you feel that to have to step up. And we know that his idol is Kobe. He talks about it all the time. He wants to be like Kobe. And how do you do that? You got to live the way of basketball. You got to basically sacrifice everything. And he's learning that on the court and off the court, how to be an individual, how to be professional, how to be comfortable in his own skin. So I commend him for being able to talk to Steve Kerr, a 4-time winning basketball head coach, obviously multiple-time winning player. He gets it. He relates to the players. And for him to see that, talk to Kerr, air his frustration, get on the court, was big. And he came to his own. And we saw that as fans throughout the rest of the back half of the year. And we'll see that as he moves on. And what happens when he continues to improve? An all-star season is coming for him, per Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, one of his best friends on the team, saying that. And I agree. Wiggins is a very similar type of player. A tall guard, can shoot, defense. Wiggins as a young player was very bouncy like Kaminga. And having someone like Wiggins, Chris Paul, Draymond, for Kaminga to lean on, to learn from a mentoree side, is just huge. Just as Steph was mentored by those early 2010 Warriors, they're now bringing it on to him. I should say Steph as well. If I didn't say his name, of course, he's mentoring him. And you can see on the court, when he does something well, they build him up. When he does something that they, hey, this could be better, learning lesson, they build him up. And they love him, and they see the potential in him. And Draymond always talks about, Kaminga is our X factor. And his rebounding, his steals, his shooting ability, what he provides the team is unique to anybody that we have, and he needs to be successful. With his success is our success. Do you think Kuminga's worth $30 million? Comment your thoughts and let me know. And of course, subscribe because we're going to keep you updated on everything you need to know that comes out of this offseason. Steve Kerr, team changes. So what did Steve Kerr say needs to change with this team? Height. Duh. Last night, you could see that we were overwhelmed. I do think we need to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more athletic. And I agree with that. Look at the height of our team. Nobody on the team roster is above 7 foot. When you play Sabonis, he's 6'11". Rudy Gobert, 7 foot. Cat, 6'11"-ish. Joel Embiid, 7 foot. Porzingis for the Celtics is 7 foot-ish in that range. So you know what? That's hard on Draymond. He's done it for so well, but he's 6'6". So we need more height down below. But in addition, look at the guards. Brandon, 6'4". Steph is 6'2". Chris Paul is 6 foot. Gary Payton's 6'2". He didn't play in that game as well. Clay's 6'6". Wiggins 6'7". Kaminga 6'7". So there's not a lot of height there in our guards as well. And we got out rebound. We were actually a pretty good rebounding team this season. I think we were top 3 in the NBA. Brandon Podziemski, who's your guard, we said that he's not over 6'3", 6'4", was your number 1 rebounder. Crazy. But that's all effort. When you get to the playoffs, the game is not so open where people are just shooting threes. It's going to be half court. And when you can't get the ball on the first rebound, you give them a second possession. You can't get on the second rebound. They get a third possession all in the same play. You're going to lose the game. In that first quarter against the Kings, they were out-rebound offensively 6-0. At halftime, it was like 10-3. It kind of evened out as the game went on. But still, that's demoralizing. When you're on the road and you can't get an offensive rebound, they're getting second chance points and you're getting down. And that's why they were down double digits in that first quarter. Made it a little bit better in the second quarter, but third quarter, the same happened. You got to get more physical. You got to get more tough. So how do you add more size? You got to go get those players. People just aren't going to grow. Maybe Kaminga because he's 21. Maybe he's still growing. But overall, you're going to have to go find more people. And again, that comes down to what can they actually do? You want to bring back Gary. He's one of your best perimeter defenders. Glue guy in the team. People love him. We saw what happened when he went to Portland and came back. We got significantly better. You could draft somebody that has size. But not a lot we can do there. Again, when you look at the actual committed salary, it's pretty up there. We're not going to have a lot of room, especially when the salaries are committed to people such as Steph at $50 million a year. Dre at $22 million a year. Wiggins at $24. Clay's $43 million is gone. Again, we talked about he's a free agent. So the question is, do you move Wiggins? He did not have his best season. He would admit it. Played a bit better towards the second half of the season. But he could be a contract you move. And you could bring somebody else in, a little bit taller, more athletic. But other than that, it's pretty tough. Everybody else really isn't on expiring contracts or the young players who are bench riders. And they're not doing a lot for this team. So it's going to be tough. But Steve Kerr's right. We need more size. So what do you think? How can the Warriors get more size? Comment your thoughts and let me know. And of course, subscribe here to the Warriors Digest. We'll have all your news throughout this offseason. Until next one.